This is one of the most important secrets in astrology you can use to prove to anyone that astrology is real. And you can check this on your own body right now. I'm sure many of you have family and friends who don't believe in astrology. But after following the steps I'm about to tell you, you'll be shocked at how accurate this technique is. This is one of the main things that made me a believer in astrology many years ago. And then I checked to see if it was true for all of my friends and family, and it was so crazy because it was true. So if you have that friend who kind of laughs at you when you talk about astrology, try this on them and you might make them a believer. Okay, so this is the secret. The house where the sun is in your birth chart, there will be a mark or mole on your body. Now let me explain before you go look at your chart. There are a couple things you have to do or it won't work. And this is part of why astrology hasn't worked for a lot of people in the past. They weren't doing it right. Okay, so here's the first thing. You have to know the exact time you were born. For that, you need to go dig up your birth certificate. You can't guess or approximate the time. It has to be exact because the houses in your birth chart change quickly every 2 hours. So if you get the time wrong, the body part will be wrong. So make sure the birth time is exactly right. Number 2, you have to use the sidereal zodiac. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. This is super easy. Basically, the sidereal zodiac is a map of the true stars in the sky. What's interesting is the stars up there are also mapped on your body. The ones that show up on your skin are the areas where you have karma in this life. So you want to calculate your birth chart using the sidereal zodiac. Most birth chart calculators out there use the tropical zodiac. And if you use that one, this technique will not work. Vedic astrology uses the sidereal zodiac, so use that one. Now this is what you do next. In your search engine, type in Vedic Astrology Calculator and put in your birthday, the city you were born, and your exact birth time. Just choose the website you're most comfortable with. It's going to generate a chart for you that looks something like this. I like to use the North Indian chart. Now look to see where the sun is in your chart. Sometimes it's labeled as SU, that's sun. The sun will make a mark or mole on your body. This example chart says SU, but let me just replace it with sun so you know exactly what we're doing. Now look at what house your sun is in. Let me show you how to find that. This house up here at the top is your first house. Then we move counterclockwise all the way around the chart. So this is your second house, your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, your 7th house, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th house. So write down the house number where your sun is. In this chart, the sun is in the 9th house. It's important to know that each house in your birth chart represents a part of your body. So let's match up the houses to the body. You may want to pause this screen so you can find the body part that matches the house your sun is in. The first house is your head, which includes your hair and scalp and brain. If your sun is in the first house, this part might be difficult to find a mole on because it could be covered with hair. If you don't know, just ask your parents if you had a mole or birthmark on your head when you were a baby. The second house is your face and neck. The third house, your shoulders and arms. The fourth house is your chest area. Fifth house is the area below the chest but above the navel. Sixth house is around the navel region. Seventh house, below the navel but above the reproductive organs. Remember to look at the front and back side of the body. The 8th house is the reproductive organs and the rectal area. The 9th house, your thighs, everything from the groin to just above the knee. The 10th house, your knees. The 11th house, the shins and calves, which starts just below the knee and stops at the ankle. And the 12th house is your feet. So find the body part that matches the house number your sun is in. That's the body part you should find a mark, mole, or birthmark of some kind. Now, some people have a lot of moles everywhere. I'm not talking about those. Your sun will be a bigger or more obvious mark or mole, not like the smaller ones you may have. It could be raised or a birthmark or something that stands out more than the others. And now you need to find out, is it on the left or right side of the body? This is how to do it. Let's go back and take a look at your birth chart and see what sign your sun is in. The sign is different from the house number. So scroll down on your birth chart and most of the time it will tell you what sign your sun is in. For example, this chart shows the sun is in Leo. Now, don't get confused with the Vedic astrology chart because there will be numbers in the houses. Those numbers are not the house numbers. Those are the sign numbers. So make sure you count the houses the way I told you before. Houses are different than the signs. When you look at a Vedic astrology chart, those numbers in each house actually match the 12 zodiac signs. You can match the numbers to this chart if you can't figure out what sign your sun is in. So this chart has number 5 in it. And if you look here, you'll see that number 5 is Leo. So this chart shows Leo is the sign in the 9th house. I'm just erasing the numbers now and writing Leo so you don't get confused and think those are house numbers. That's super important. So the first 6 signs show the right side of your body. The last 6 signs show the left side of your body. Let me make a chart here for you so it's super clear. So in this chart example, you'll see the sun here is in Leo, which is the right side of the body. So if I match that to this chart, you'll see the sun is on the right side of the body, which tells me I can find a mole or mark on the right thigh. That's how you do it. Just find your body part. Now, if you want to get crazy specific, there are 30 degrees per sign, and you can look at what degree your sun is at. Just break up that body part into 30 degrees with 0 degrees starting at the top of the body part and 30 degrees ending at the bottom of the body part. 15 degrees will be right in the middle of that body part. So this way you can tell exactly where on the body part the mole should be. In this chart, the sun is at 20 degrees, so it will be on the right thigh, a little down past the halfway point. And that's what will make your friends believers in astrology. They're like, how did you know that? Our bodies are literally star maps. This doesn't get talked about enough. And it also works for Jupiter, but usually the mark tends to be a little lighter or not as noticeable. And if you have 3 planets in one house and one of those planets is Mercury, you should most definitely have some kind of mark on your body there. It also works for Mars, which shows up on the body as a red mark or scar, but you're not always born with it, so it can take years to appear. It's best to just use the sun when you're starting. K2 can show up as a cut. Saturn tends to be a mark that's darker in color. So I hope you have fun with this next time you're at a party or Thanksgiving. If you want to learn another secret, here's a video for the #1 secret in astrology you might find surprising. These secrets changed my life, and I hope they'll change yours for the better too. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking this video.